Hi, I am Stephen VanGeem. I am in the sociology department. I am the undergraduate director there, but I also teach classes in criminology. And so I want to talk about the way that I revamped my class in order to accommodate this changing world that's in front of us, right? And what I want to highlight is that my final paper assignment was a paper assignment, right? And it was one where you had to take a theory and apply it to a specific case study in order to show to me that you understood the theory and that you know how to apply it in some sort of way, right? Within all of that, over the years, since I've been teaching this class since 2012, I've tried to change with the and after a certain point, it was really landing and awesome. And the reason why was because it matched with my values in terms of what I wanted them to get out of the class, and it allowed me to, I feel like, adequately assess their ability to say that they left this class with a certain set of skills, right? And the skill, more than anything, that I wanted them to have was knowledge. I wanted them to understand one theory at the very least and be able to apply it in certain ways, right? And so in understanding that theory, they needed to articulate to me the underlying assumptions, the key terms and definitions, and explain what causes crime, right? And then they turn around in a second and they apply it to a specific case study, as I said a second ago, right? And the idea there was it was a shared common language for us, right? In a lot of instances, we would sit in class and actually watch the documentary together. And then at the end of it, they could come to me and say, well, this is what I saw. And it didn't necessarily have to be the exact same thing that their classmates saw or that I saw necessarily, right? In addition, there's also this kind of old adage that we want in higher education, which is to say that we are churning out students who are earning degrees that can effectively communicate their points of view, right? Put together some sort of argument in terms of the organization of it, and then have some sort of skill at delivery. And typically, we did this in writing because that was sort of the classic form that we used moving forward. And then we ran into a problem, or at least it seems like we've run into a problem, right? Which is to say that all of a sudden, last couple of years, we've been getting inundated with all these emails about AI and how it's going to ruin everything that we were trying to do in the academic sphere, right? They're going to steal ideas, they're going to just put up stuff as if it were plagiarized, and it's going to ruin all of us moving forward. So as someone who had paper assignments as his final assessment of knowledge, I was very concerned, right? And so I started to lean into a lot of the different models that were being put out there, some of which were collaborative, right? The teacher becomes someone who is involved in the process of using AI. We flip the classroom, they do assignments outside of it, they come in and they respond, or we can get into an arms race, right? Where we try and do this thing where we have ChatGPT and then we are somehow the detectives, and I know this is ironic, it's a criminology class, but we're trying to figure out who is cheating using ChatGPT, and it's just not working, right? And then there are those, and this, I don't want to single out my friends in history, but they're definitely the ones that have pushed it to me, where they basically just want to forbid AI and act like it doesn't happen, right? So we're kind of in this place where we're struggling with what to do with this thing. And so I went to a conference, which is what we all are supposed to do. I listened to somebody at UCLA who started to talk about his criminology class and how he has oral examinations at the end. And then I came home and told my partner about it, and she is originally from Lithuania. So she said, yeah, that's how we ran it in school. And so all of a sudden, I was suddenly thrust into this situation where, hey, maybe we start doing oral exams moving forward. And then I did a little bit of digging there, and I found out that the reason why they introduced that is also because of the dialectic that comes from ancient Greece, but also because they were worried about ghostwriters when they were conferring degrees in Europe way back in the day. So, all of a sudden, here we are. We're doing it all over again. So I decided to adopt an old strategy and reincorporate it into a modern class. I have a rubric that I can share with people if they're interested, and once I step down and we're done with these things, in terms of how it is that I went in and operationalized this stuff in order to give out points moving forward. But, you might say, not everybody likes public speaking, especially these Gen Z kids, which is what everybody keeps complaining about, and the state of things. Anyway, so yeah, so the Gen Z kids don't like to talk. Well, we have a solution for that. If that's the case, then we turn around and I allow them to do it in pairs or in small groups of 3. The only thing that changes is that they then have to fill out an assessment of each other at the end of the day, which is to say, how much did this person contribute to the argument moving forward? And let me tell you, I've only done this once, but they are brutally honest when it comes to freeloaders that are in their groups with them. It just changes the score. Instead of being 40 out of 40 for single writers, it becomes 50 out of 50 for pairs and small groups. But this is a model that I have embraced moving forward. And I'm going to ask you, as part of my question, would this approach work in one of your classes? Thank you.